going to start with Ethereum here because it has been a bit of a problem child, not only recently, but over the last cycle, I would say. We started the end of the month last month with knowledge that Aya Miyaguchi is going to be the new Ethereum Foundation president. While in itself, we're still waiting to see what this really means for the direction of the foundation. It's a good thing that we're seeing this change because the foundation itself has come under a lot of scrutiny over the last, again, over the last few years because of the fact that yes, they've been selling Ethereum, but I think the main kind of problem is that development to continue competing with its all the competitors it now has been far too slow. So this was seen as a kind of positive, and we may still see the benefits of this as well. The SEC actually also dropped several investigations related to the Ethereum ecosystem, such as the developer consensus who made the MetaMask wallet, such as Uniswap, which is a key DeFi player in Ethereum, and OpenSea, the largest NFT platform in the crypto ecosystem. So these are all within the Ethereum world. And as a result, the dropping of these investigations is a positive thing. But as the market turned, so did Ethereum. And the one problem I think that we noted during this downturn was also the fact that the Ethereum Pectra upgrade was delayed. We're going to touch upon this a little bit more detail too. But all in all, I think the week's events really highlighted the fact that, Ethereum is facing a bit of a decline, and this is not just in isolation to this cycle. It recently scraped actually around 1.9K, which is the level it last saw in mid to late 2023, which in itself may not present as a bad thing because you could argue it's a potentially strategic entry point, but the fact that it also hasn't reached a new all-time high in the last year or so when a lot of other major crypto assets have does point towards a maybe potentially bigger problem. If we look at the Solana side, it also, of course, downturned with the broader market, but it also was facing some issues of its own, I would say. It had the FTX estate unlock, where $1.5 billion worth of Solana entered the market in early March. And a lot of the kind of more speculative behavior via meme coins on Solana slowed down after the Trump launch, actually, I would say. So it faced similar market movements as the rest of the market. But it did have positive news towards the last few weeks as well. On the 17th, we got news that Solana CME futures, that they're going to go live. So this is another kind of deepening of the kind of financial plugging that the Solana world or the Solana token actually has. And it may bring about some institutional participation. I mentioned in the last few slides that institutions like to use futures and spot to be market neutral and yet generate yield. And now this is actually going to be possible on Solana too. Tokenization was a big trend throughout the last month. We saw BUIDL, which is going to be expanded now to the Solana ecosystem, which is a big testament to the network's abilities. And then we actually also saw the fact that Fidelity wants to also launch a tokenized fund on Ethereum. So this was something we noted for both networks. But a little bit what may have gone under the radar, and I'm going to relate to Kareem here as well, is that Solana had a few improvement proposals that went live in the last 2 weeks or so. And I think they were quite important to the ecosystem health